I have a question for you. What are the 5 most basic things that you need after you have your camera? After you've just received your camera for Christmas, your birthday, a Sony, a Nikon, a Fujifilm. It doesn't matter what the camera is, you've got the camera. But what are the 5 most basic things you need to purchase after you have this? Let me give you 5 seconds to think about what those 5 most basic necessary things are for you. Got it? Now let me tell you what I think those 5 things are. The first thing you're going to need is storage. Why? Because you've just got your camera and you're taking photos and videos of pretty much anything and everything that moves. And not only are you going to take photos of animals and family and friends and anything that moves, you're also going to do that in the highest frame rate possible. So if your camera does 20, 30 frames a second, you're going to be like, ooh, I want to see how that feels. I want to just hold that button and take as many photos as possible. And you are going to run out of memory pretty quickly. So the first thing you're going to need are SD cards. Now, SD cards can be cheap and they can be very expensive. What I'm going to suggest to you is you spend a reasonable amount of money on these. And I'm not saying get the best of the best, but also don't get the shittest of the shit. Because this is an investment that is hopefully going to last you a very long time. The ones I'm using are Sony version M with a read speed of 277 megabits and a write speed of 150 megabits, which means for my A7 IV it does all of the highest burst rate photos. And in terms of videos, it does 4K 60, 120 on my ZV-1, but not Intra. For that you need a V90 and this is a V60. Again, I'm trying to find a price point because I have a bucket full of these. And yeah, cool case. It holds 12 of my SD cards and 12 micro SDs as well. So yeah, that's one of those things. But you're going to graduate from SD cards quite quickly if you keep on taking photos of all the animals that you have in your house. And so what you're going to need next is some more storage. Storage such as this, the same ones. All of these are SSD storage, external hard drives, which have all of my photos. And that is where you're going to be moving your photos from your SD card onto. Please, for God's sakes, don't put it on your computer because you're going to chock-a-block your computer with, even if it's JPEG images, with 60 megabyte images, 30 megabyte images, or raw images, depending on what camera and sensor you have, even larger sizes. So please just buy an SD card. Now, I've got 3 here that I want to talk about. I've got a Crucial hard drive, a brand, very well-known brand. SanDisk, an even probably better well-known brand than Crucial. And Samsung. All of these are fantastic hard drives. But I'm going to leave an article to The Verge where these SanDisk hard drives sometimes just stop working. And so what I've done is actually I'm just using this as a throwaway, don't use this much, but moved on to the trusty, more reliable Samsungs, and I have a lot more of these in my bag here. And more recently I saw Philip Bloom with the Crucial, which is what I'm trying out right now. It's a much slimmer size. You can see how much smaller it is compared to the T5s or the T7s. So yes, that's the next thing you're going to need once you've filled out all your SD cards, is move them onto another source of storage. Now, the second thing that you're going to need quite quickly is you'll realize that when you take all of these photos, you're going to run out of battery pretty quickly. And you're going to need more than one battery that comes with the camera. Now, again, much like the SD cards, don't skimp out on these batteries. Please buy the official batteries. I own Sony cameras and I have multiple of the original batteries that Sony give out. I pay the premium so that I can get the premium quality. Now, I've got a newer charger that multi-charges both of these at the same time. You don't have to pay premium to get the charging. But at least the source that is going to be used in your camera, just go for the original premium item. Batteries. The third thing in my list is an interesting one. It's a little bit of a break between 1 and 2 and 4 and 5. And that is, you've got to take care of your camera. So what I have here are cleaning wipes. And the other thing I have here, more of a gadget, is a power tool. It's a tool that it's an electric blower, which cleans your lens from the inside, your sensor for your camera. So you combine the two of them, your cleaning wipes to clean the sensor, and a blower to get rid of any dust that you may have. And I really want to give this a go. So let me open this up. It's pretty clean, I think. Maybe a bit too much. And you don't have to get an electric version of these. You can get a very cheap alternative for under £5 on the internet, which I'll leave a link down below to, alongside a link to this Nightcore BB21, which is a powerhouse, and it cleans my keyboards, lenses, you name it, it's going to clean it. Sometimes comes in handy for my ears too. No, don't do that to your ears, you're going to blow them out. But that plus cleaning wipes. Take care of your camera. It's brand new. You're going to take care of it for the first few days, but then you're going to become like me and just throw the thing. That one landed on the sofa. So take care of it, and these tools are there to help you take care of it. Now, those three things are probably necessary, and I think 2 out of those 3 things were probably on your list too. And if they were, then leave a thumbs up down below or a comment saying, yes, listen, we both have the same kind of stupid thinking around what we need to buy as soon as we have a camera. But the last 2 things are slightly different, and maybe you don't have that on your list. The first one is a Peak Design strap. Now, you'll notice that all of my cameras don't have the original strap that came with it. Well, the main reason is I'm not a dork. Even though I might be on the inside, I just don't want to look uncool. Just think about how uncool you look when you have the strap that came with this camera and it says A7 IV on it. You're a walking target. Please don't do that for your sake and mine. And I just hate it when you're walking around and people just have the original lens, sorry, the holder for the camera, and it says, you know, Canon Mark V, 5D Mark IV, A7 IV, A7R V, you know. Fuji actually do a pretty good job. With the X100, you get a pretty nice leather strap, minimal, and that one I would say keep. But a lot of these other brands, they just want to show their names off, and don't do that. So a Peak Design strap will do you much better because, hey, I have both of these cameras. They both have these Peak Design attachments on it. And today I want to use my Fujifilm. And tomorrow, I don't want to use Fujifilm. I want to use Sony. And there you go. I'm ready to go. And so should you. It's cool, sleek, doesn't say the brand name on it. It'll make you look like an old dad. Nothing wrong with that, but look like a hip dad, not an old dad. Old hip dad is better. So that's number 4, is the strap for your camera. Don't use the original one. You're going to stand out like a sore thumb. And number 5, the most important thing that every beginner photographer should do is buy a book. You don't necessarily have to buy a book on street photography, but buy a book on landscape photography, family portraiture, night photography. Invest some money into learning photography. And learning is not always going to happen on YouTube, as much as where this video is taking place and the medium that I'm showing this to you and sharing this information with you in. But a lot of times you've got to just delve deeper and look at alternatives. This is how it all started for a lot of people. So invest a little bit of time and effort into reading. I bet you weren't expecting that as the last point. If you were, then you should definitely write a comment, because we should talk about it. And there we have it. Those are the 5 things that I think every photographer, regardless if they're a beginner, just got their camera, a professional, should have in their kit bag, right? Storage, lots of it. Cleaning, lots of that. Batteries, a lot of those. And the final thing, curiosity. Keep on shooting, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.